Howdy y'all, and welcome in to Chill With Clayton. We're so excited that y'all are here today, and I hope y'all are enjoying this fun Chill With Clayton Extras series. Today we're going to be moving on into another topic here in the Chill With Clayton Extras series, but before we start off that topic, I want to remind y'all to give this video a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe. And hey, just tell your friends and family about our videos because we want to share the gospel and other fun topics with people all around the world. Now, we will have a brand new Chill With Clayton that will come out yesterday at this time of the video coming out. By the way, this video comes out on Saturday, so you will probably be watching this actually in August, funny enough, because this is being filmed in July. So, pretty cool, actually. Yes, I'm from the past. Okay, enough of my funny jokes and all that. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, give our video like and subscribe on to the Chill With Clayton page. If you're listening on our audio platforms, you can like and follow on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also give a check out of the daily Bible verse and the cool corresponding song. Like today on Tuesday, as the day I'm recording this, it was I Saw the Light by Hank Williams. Pretty cool. And yeah, and then there's also the Chill With Clayton email address, chillwithclayton@gmail.com. You can share your topics, any Q&A questions, or hey, if you want to be on the show, come and give us an email and we'll make sure to get you on. But let's talk about today's topic of our episode, my favorite Christian movies. Alright, let's roll on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will start off with today's honorable mentions. Now, the honorable mentions, by the way, are some movies that I haven't watched or I haven't watched in a while, but they have had good reviews. Number one, one of these honorable mentions belongs to Courageous and Fireproof. Now, Courageous, I think I did see when I was a little kid because I think my parents owned a DVD copy of this movie, but I can barely remember it. I know it's directed by the Stanley brothers, who have their whole series of Christian movies alongside Courageous and Fireproof. Now, Fireproof is the one about firefighters, which is pretty cool because, well, my uncle's a firefighter, and I think that's really cool. And it was really cool to see like a Christian movie about firefighters. And then Courageous is one about police officers. The next honorable mention is Soul Surfer. Now, Soul Surfer is a real-life story about a lady. Her name is Bethany Hamilton, who is a professional surfer, by the way. But she got her arm bitten off by a shark, which is crazy. It is crazy, but it's a really good movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I think it came out sometime in 2011, actually. Moving on to I think this was a Netflix movie, but I have not came around to watching it, but I do want to give it a check out here during baseball season. That movie is called The Hill. My family really recommended it to me, and I just haven't gotten around to watching it, so I really don't know what it's about, but I do know it's a baseball movie, but I'm going to probably soon check it out. The next one is The Greatest Christmas Pageant Ever. This one came out last year in 2024. I never got around to seeing it yet, but I really want to see like what it is. I think it's going to be a really good movie, and I'll probably check it out this Christmas season. Next up is The Prince of Egypt. Now, of course, that movie came from DreamWorks. I have not seen this movie in quite a while. I think I saw it once as a little kid, but I really can't remember most of it. But as you all know, that's the DreamWorks version of the story of Moses, which is a really cool story. And I know a lot of people have a lot of fond memories of The Prince of Egypt. And then finally, my other honorable mention I actually have watched is called A Week Away the Musical. This came out on Netflix, but it's like a Christian version of High School Musical, but at a summer camp. I know it sounds cringy and all that, but it's actually kind of an interesting movie, and it's actually kind of fun. And like I said, it's like a Christian version of High School Musical, so I think you all should give it a watch. But now, let's start off with our top 5 Christian movies. First up, we will talk about The Last Rodeo, which is a recent movie from Angel Studios. Now, bearing any spoilers, I will try my best not to spoil the movie, but please watch with discretion on this, and I will try not to reveal as much of the movie as I can. Now, this movie is about a retired bull rider who has to go out and, let's just say, help his son with something that comes up in the movie, and he has to go and try to raise some money for him, and he has to go ride bulls again, and all knowing that, and dealing with his own stuff that's in his life. But like, that's kind of a quick synopsis of the film. It came out from Angel Studios this past year, and I really enjoyed it. It was a fun, really good tale. PBR is really mentioned a lot into it, but being that it's so recent, I'm gonna not reveal much of the story, and I'll let y'all go watch it at your own pace, and I think it's a really good movie to go check out. Next up, number 4 is I Can Only Imagine. Now, as you all know, if you watched last week's episode of Chill With Clayton Extras, that was the top 10 Christian songs, and that was my number 1 Christian song, was I Can Only Imagine by Mercy Me. Now, this is the biographical tale about the lead singer of Mercy Me, Bart Millard, and his life, and the stories about his life and what he went through as a kid and an adult, and trying to just live up to the expectations that he was bestowed upon him. And I think it's a really great movie to go check out. I really highly recommend I Can Only Imagine. Number 3 of our list is The Blind. Now, The Blind is about the Robertsons, as you know, the Robertson family from Duck Dynasty, of course. But this is the true story of Phil Robertson. Now, Phil, as you all know, is the father of Willie, Jace, and Jeb, and Al. In the show Duck Dynasty, he was the grandpa, of course, of Sadie, John Luke, Bella, and Rowdy, and Little Will, or Willie Jr. But as I was saying, this story goes into the life of Phil. You get to see like what he went through, and he was a very broken man. Phil was a very broken man. You see when he meets Miss Kay, and you just see how Phil became to love the gospel and be a Christian. But it's another one of those stories that I highly recommend y'all to go watch, because I think it was a life-changing story. And I think the movie is absolutely amazing, and that's why it's number 3 on my list. Number 2 is Jesus Revolution. This came out in 2023, I want to say. This movie is about the real-life story of the pastor of Harvest Church in California. His name is Greg Laurie, and you get to see his life in the 60s when, Woodstock was going, and all the cool hippie stuff was going on, even though it wasn't really that cool, but like when Jimi Hendrix was shredding on his guitar and stuff like that. But you get to see like him as a teen and navigating that life, and first discovering Jesus when he tries everything else in the world, but it's not really satisfying him. You get to hear the stories about his pastor who met this guy named Lonnie Frisbee, who was a hippie teaching about Jesus, which that sounds insane at the time, but like you get to hear about the story of Greg and Greg Laurie's life, how he met his wife and all that, and it's another really great story, and I really enjoy it. It's just another story that you've got to go see and watch. And then finally, number 1 is Facing the Giants. This movie came out, I believe, in 2011, but it's about a high school football team in Georgia and their coach, who is, going through his life, but has had like some struggles, has some like financial trouble. He has a lot of stuff come up with him, and he's trying to lead his team, of course, to the state championship in Georgia. And if you love football and if you love Jesus, I highly recommend that you go check out this movie. I honestly think it's kind of like a version of Remember the Titans, but for Christians. And I think it's just another great, fantastic, solid movie, and that's why it's number 1 on my list. And I know I didn't really give much reason on it, but I really want y'all just to go and watch these movies. I didn't want to spoil too much of them because, hey, like, the magic of the movies is to, like, go and experience the movies. And I think that's something that is missing, and I just want y'all to hear these stories and just see how it impacts your life. And I think that is why God wanted me to create the top 5 Christian movies here for today's Chill with Clayton Extra. So let's wrap up today's Chill with Clayton Extra. Well, folks, I hope y'all enjoyed today's Chill with Clayton Extra. Remember to tell your family about our show, like and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We'd love to have you on the show. Go check out chillwithclayton@gmail.com. You can come on the show and enjoy that. But, as I said in the Chill with Clayton episode, in our closing, just be patient with us on interviews. We are trying our best to work out some interviews, but if there is some solo episodes, hey, just give us some patience because we are working on some really cool stuff over here at Chill with Clayton, and we want to have a nice, fun, good little interview podcast setup so it'll sound good, it'll look good for y'all, and hey, because we want to give y'all the best content out there. But, like I always say as we close today's episode, remember, keep Jesus first. God bless. Don't mess with Texas. Adios, and I always say, yeah!